Hey guys, I'm just going to make Manuka beer. Now this is Captain Cook's original recipe. It was the first beer ever brewed in New Zealand. Cook came over, this was his second trip in 1773. He was trying to combat scurvy. He decided to make a beer to do that, to provide the sailors with the vitamins and things they needed. So he made a beer out of Rimu. He based it on the Canadian spruce beer. He thought Rimu looked a bit like spruce, so he tried it and it wasn't very successful. It didn't taste very good. The sailors didn't like it, so basically he decided to put a bit of Manuka in it because it smelled good, and so put it in there and it was a hit. Sailors drank it, took care of the scurvy. So all round it was a winner for him. So I thought, well, I'm going to give it a go. So I'll take you guys up, show you how to tell the difference between Manuka and Kanuka, and we'll see if we can make a batch. First things first, you need to distinguish between a Manuka and a Kanuka. You can use Kanuka for the beer as well, but it doesn't have the same fragrance and it's not quite the bee's knees. So I'll show you the Kanuka and the Manuka. You need good old talon snips, and we'll get into it. So that one there is a Kanuka, and you can tell the difference if you go up to it and you grab the leaves, you pull the leaves, they're quite feathery and fine. And if you smell your hand, this doesn't have that strong Manuka smell. So we'll leave these ones. So this one here is the Manuka, and the difference is, grab the leaves, they're quite spiky, not quite as light and feathery. You rub your hand on it, smell your hand, and it has that strong tea tree Manuka smell. So these are the ones we're after. So you grab your talon snips, and all we're doing is taking the very tips. So that's about as much as you need for about 15 to 20 litres of beer. Not too much, that all gets boiled down. I'll show you how to do that. Just squeeze it down into that pot so it's all in there nicely, like that. Then we just top it up with water. It's been boiling away for a couple of hours. Take the Manuka branches out, strain it. See that rich brown, looks like tea. So now we pour a decoction of Manuka back into the pot. And we add about a cup of molasses. So that's about as much molasses as you need. And I just throw in a packet of glucose. Pour that in there. Then that goes back on the boil, and do it till it's just boiling, till the glucose is dissolved, molasses is dissolved. Just get it up to the boil, take it off, and it goes into our barrel, and we get into the next stage. It smells pretty good, I must say. Molasses has got that beautiful rich smell, and that with the Manuka is, you can see why it was a hit for the sailors. seems it's going to be a hit for me. Into your barrel, and what we're going to do is top that up to about 15-20 litres. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. With cold water, keeping that temperature at around between 15 and 24 degrees. So I've got about 20 litres in here. So when your temperature's between sort of 15 and 24 degrees, 25 degrees, you can pitch your yeast. So I've just got a what is it? Dry ale yeast. So no particular reason, just the yeast I grabbed off the shelf. We'll pitch that on the top. Simple as this. And that'll eat up all the sugars in there and turn to alcohol. Then we just put the lid on. Make sure you've got a good seal. Top up the airlock, a little bit of water. Out it there. Then it just sits in the cupboard for basically until it stops fermenting, which is usually 3 or 4 days. You can tell if your airlock's not working properly. You can tell it's finished fermenting. When you lift the lid off, you'll hear it still bubbling away when it's still fermenting. When it's stopped bubbling, it's done pretty much. These days you use hydrometers, so my hydrometer will tell me when it's ready to bottle. And decant it into bottles. I put a teaspoon of sugar in each one before, just the same as homebrew beer. And yeah, we'll have a look. We'll try out one of my brews from last time, see if it's a winner. So there it is. It's a bit cloudy. It's quite a bit of sediment on the bottom though. So I'll decant that off. We'll see if we've got some fizz and see if we've got some good flavour. So there it is. Captain Cook's finest. It's very, very nice. Really beautiful smell. Subtle taste of Manuka. Not too bad at all. Can't really taste the molasses in it. No, it's really good. It's quite a mild taste, but I could sit down and thoroughly enjoy that. So yeah, here's to Cook. Cheers.